So guys, I'm going to tell you the story about how I met our group. Our team was still forming and there was a lot of anxiety. Fortunately, we were able to do some effective trust building the day before when we shared our first impressions and our pivotal moments. In our first class, where the theory of Johari's window was discussed and we worked on our team foundations document, we needed to build trust. We disclosed intimate facts about ourselves and expanded the public space and shared details on our strengths and areas of growth while working on our team norms. This all developed trust and understanding. However, things did not run as smoothly as we thought during our first exercise, surviving a hurricane.
But we did not have synergy. The group collective performance did not exceed the potential of the most capable individual in the group. So we did have a clear performance goals.
Based on the pictures that we saw, I think it makes sense to walk across the island over that saddle, knowing that we do have to navigate the prickly cacti, and then come down the hill on the other side and wait at the cove with food and shelter until a sailboat comes by after the hurricane that we can wave down
and create a
or
big
radio
bonfire.
Engaged team members.
Cool. Team Helium!
High-skilled people who add value.
To our process, we showed high social sensitivity when it comes to our group and slightly wackier ideas.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
Time oil.
I put that last, and those just.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
Gurmeet was super
But you
important.
got
Sunburns were-
cuts and bruises. Do you think sunscreen will help you protect
No.
your, exposure to moist air?
It will, but will it? I don't think it'll affect my survival.
We didn't perfect our work process. We didn't always stick to our norms, and we didn't always have the best communication.
I think it's the right bottom five, but I'd change it around a bit.
What's really not for us to survive away from the thing doing is that we didn't find other waters.
There's no fresh water on the island.
We know that high-performing teams know how to identify an expert. Sometimes we were guilty of groupthink.
I think this is more important.
Yeah. I don't think we need the radio till later.
We'll keep the radio on us, but it's not going to do that much unless.
So
there's someone
should we
nearby.
exchange rope with radio?
Yeah.
Guys, I think shoes is pretty important.
Yeah, I think so.
I think this should go, because there's no way, let's say that we can't scale that rock.
More than the radio,
So-
because you get to the cove,
Yeah.
and that's how you contact. But then does it go higher?
Oh.
Good at sharing our advices. That's good. But is there something missing? When it comes to structure, we didn't have a facilitative leadership. Nobody checks the time and nobody controls the progress, generating coordination losses.
Built team trust and had a strategy, we failed to use facilitative leadership and identify the expert. In our next exercise, we got to see the effects of hierarchical leadership in action.
In the Tanagram activity, our group really learned a lot about the impact of structure and process on outcomes. And a strength that our team had is in terms of how the managers, who were Apurvanai, how we approached division of labor, a key input in the group model of team performance. We divided our group into 2 teams, and that allowed us to be a lot more efficient in building the Tanagram. Also, another strength that we had was the team really trusted us, so having that programmed hierarchical structure for the activity was really helpful as well. Our team listened to us, trusted us, and took the instructions that we gave, which made the activity a lot more efficient.
A clear group process and structure, however, are not a guarantee of success. Our greatest weakness during the Tanagram activity was a communication breakdown between the managers and the production team.
But the caddiers are here.
Yeah.
Did you guys get their approval?
They said this was right, they said this was top corner, everything else would be nice and fit in.
Clearly, that's not where that piece went, causing us to finish the puzzle in about 11 minutes, not a very efficient outcome. What we learned was that the assumptions about communication led to some coordination process losses, something we'd have to work on for the rest of our week.
Through debrief, we worked to reduce process loss. The group structure was a hierarchy wherein producers avoided challenging the manager's strategy. Had producers suggested other processes using external resources, we might have done better. Moving forward, since our group has a number of conflict avoiders, we resolved to fix our communication breakdown through programmed conflict methods to challenge assumptions.
Leadership was effective in Tanagram. We saw that we still had communication issues to work on, as mentioned. In Lego Man, we tinkered with our process and had our most successful activity yet as a team.
I can do this. Guys, stop! We're out of control. We really need to bring in an expert to finish this. Like this.
Yeah, they told the whole group, so everybody was pretty certain about what their role was.
Was there a facilitator?
No, we definitely didn't appoint a facilitator. In fact, we hadn't appointed a facilitator several times this week. But we did assemble Lego Man, and we came in a respectable 3rd place. So what happened?
Under time pressure, we seemed to self-correct. And in the end, a burst of autocratic leadership brought coordination to the chaos. As you could see in the reenactment video, one of our team members stepped up to the plate and asked everybody to take a step back and allow the previously identified expert to come in and take charge of the situation and finish sealing the deal, because he was the expert in this case. And that's one of our areas of improvement.
Yeah, learning from our previous mistakes, we also did much better in the delegation and division of labor. We broke down the Lego Man problem into separate units and assigned them to different sub-members in our team. For example, 2 members decided to do the hands, the legs, and the arms respectively. That helped us really well to coordinate and delete the process losses which we were suffering from in a lot of our previous exercises.
So, Apoor, what other strengths would you say we experienced during our Lego Man exercise, or what other areas did we improve on?
I think a clear area of improvement is the building in of redundancies in the team. For instance, in the Tanagram exercise, we separated the management and the production teams to such an extent that the production teams hardly got time to interview and ask the management about their blueprint. They had no idea if they had any questions, how would they get clarifications on them. Whereas in the Lego Man exercise, we had the entire team sit together and allowed them to have a certain slack in their work areas so that they can go out and help the other teams if they were facing a problem. This led to significant improvement in the time of completion of these exercises.
In summary, there are 2 areas that our team needs to focus on to improve. The first is, how do we more effectively address conflict and bring in opposing viewpoints? From our decision-making for leaders report, half of our team were conflict avoiders, including myself. And we really challenged our team to make sure that we could overcome this. One solution is that anytime we need to generate ideas, we should allow everyone to speak their thoughts without anyone evaluating them until all ideas have been proposed. The IDEO case was a great example of this. As we discussed earlier, we'll also use programmed conflict strategies such as the dialectic method to evaluate ideas more critically and to ensure a more comprehensive decision-making framework. We'll also be deliberate in eliciting any and all perspectives before moving forward whenever possible.
Awesome. Thanks, Jasmine. The second area is how do we more seamlessly flow from ideation to execution to boost our group's performance. Specifically, we should appoint a leader for every project who will guide the decision-making process, adamantly keep us on an agenda with clearly defined goals and deadlines, and possess the authority to break through decision-making paralysis. That way, it'll help to resolve many of the process inefficiencies we experienced throughout the activities this week.
Well said, Josh.
Thanks, Jasmine, and thank you all.
That's our team. I'm proud of our growth in such a short period of time, and I'm really excited about what's to come yet.
Bye, Vincent. Bye, Vincent.